For centuries, kings ruled Europe with armies. But there was one man who ruled the kings themselves. He commanded no soldiers, he carried no sword. Yet emperors trembled when his letters arrived. Entire nations could be punished with a single decree. Church bells would fall silent, weddings would stop, the dead would be buried without prayers. Because one man had spoken. His name was Pope Innocent III, and many historians believe he was the most powerful pope in history. But how did a single priest gain power over kings, kingdoms, and entire nations? And how did the papacy reach a level of influence the world has never seen again? To understand this story, we must travel back to the medieval world. A world where faith ruled daily life. A world where the church stood above politics, above kingdoms, and sometimes even above emperors. In medieval Europe, religion shaped everything. People believed their eternal salvation depended on the church. Baptism, marriage, confession, and burial were all controlled by the clergy. Without the church, a person feared they could lose their soul. This gave the Catholic Church enormous influence over society. At the center of this powerful institution was the Bishop of Rome, the Pope. By the 12th century, the papacy had already fought long battles with kings over authority. One of the greatest struggles had been the investiture controversy. This conflict revolved around a critical question. Who had the authority to appoint bishops? Was it the emperor or the pope? After decades of tension, the papacy emerged stronger. The church had proven it could challenge even the most powerful rulers in Europe. And soon, a young nobleman from Italy would push papal power even further. He was born in the year 1160. His birth name was Lotario dei Conti di Segni. He came from a respected noble family in Italy. Unlike many young nobles of his time, Lotario received an extraordinary education. He traveled to Paris, where he studied theology. At the time, Paris was one of the intellectual centers of Europe. Later, he studied law in Bologna, the greatest legal school of the medieval world. These studies gave him two powerful tools: deep theological knowledge and mastery of church law. This combination would later make him one of the most formidable leaders the church had ever seen. In 1198, something remarkable happened. At only 37 years old, Lotario was elected pope. He took the name Pope Innocent III. From the very beginning of his reign, he believed the pope was more than a spiritual guide. He believed the pope was the supreme authority on earth under God. He once described this idea using a powerful metaphor. He said, "The pope was like the sun, kings and emperors were like the moon. Just as the moon reflects the light of the sun, earthly rulers reflected the authority of the pope." This belief became known as papal supremacy.